Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but a Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They got me by the Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my boy's mine. My tracks flame like a Damu. The artist destroyed on my tongue. Thinking it's a warm blue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist but you smell me. One spark then I bet you I'ma blow up. Then throw my name around. Get stupid then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. My verse is thinking in his man but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up. I'm drinking knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, come be brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I pour all the planks, you use Decepticons. Fake rappers to retreat like Cobra. 80s they can float it like up in the storage and I'm man. Up, down, down, then I'm cheeky. You a beast, man. I take a beating. Ninja turtle rap, turtle glands, get defeated. High samurai, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can't stop us. LL bad, when I go and show up, you can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? You see, I had to check the mic to make sure it was on. What is going on, everybody? This your man, Dre Mac, coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. This is a evening. This is 4:45 my time, 5:45 on the East Coast. And the only reason why I had to push it back is I do got to go to work, and I really literally tried to get up. I take that back. I went to go get my oil change, found out they could have did my oil change at the house. I'm like, now you tell me. And so I done went all the way up to the dealership, got my oil change, had to go back up to my job, just, to get some stuff done, and then come back here. So I'm in here, ready to get stuff, ready to get this done. Hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. We're going to talk about the pack Tyrone Magnus up, the fall off reaction. My man out here crashing out. See, all that grifting, all that being in these people's faces, they lead you to crash out. So on my DS, I'm gonna tag them in the video and do a quick reaction video to that, because then I gotta go out of here. You know what I mean? And the way kind of work is going, I might be. Let's see if they keep me at work because I don't know what the hell going on. But hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gant over at the Heavy Gant React channel, but you already know what it is. The real question is, are you
Say why you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
All right. Let me just check who is all up in here on this afternoon. I said this evening, this afternoon. It is, I'm just not waking up. Junior Network, what's up? Puma Lee is up in the house. What's up? Iceberg J is up in the house. What's up? Robbie D, the admin is up in here. Of course, you already know. You watching this, hit the like button. Can I get a like? Can I get a like? I'm in here late for my standards. Can I get a like? Kiro Black is up here. What's up? My guy up here. Torian Rain Reloaded. Yo, hey, come back. Kid Gravity, what's up? B1. You know what I'm saying? I already know. I ain't worried about it. I ain't even worried about it because this is fair use. And we'll just turn around and just sue Tyrone Magnus. You can't just go around throwing copyright strikes because people don't like you or people disagree with the acts and rhetoric that you're doing. You know what I mean? So you just can't do that. Xavier Phoenix, what's up? Molly Morris up in here. What's up? Tony Robinson, what's up? American Ninja Girl, hey girl, what's up? Let's go. Let's get into this real quick. You know, let's transition over real fast, and then we'll get the video up and going. And you already know what it is.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. You put that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right. And while we got folks up in here grifting and transforming, let me transform over here. Let's get to this video because I technically don't have a lot of time. Get to this reaction. This is from Oh My Diaz. So let's see what he's talking about with Tyrone Magnus starts copyright striking. Let's see what he's talking about. All right, before I get to that, let's see other people came in here. Hey, Sharita, what's up? Hey, girl, Chillmugger is up in here. And y'all make sure, because Chillmugger has been on a crusade along with a lot of other people on Recast T'Challa. He had a great discussion, a big panel on yesterday, because it was the 59th anniversary of the introduction of Black Panther. Make sure y'all go into Chillmugger's channel, check out that big panel that he had on there with the Black Comic Lords, Mark with the C, and a couple other guys. Man, check that out, man. Seeing brothers in here really going hard for Recast T'Challa, man. Check that out. Eric Nigma, what's up? What up, Mike? What's good? Xavier Fetus, boy, y'all, you know. Let's go. The Informant Media, what's good? All right, let's go. Let's see what he's talking about.
Hey, what's up, everyone? So you should have saw the look on my face when I received a DMCA notice. When I looked inside my email, I saw this notification saying I got illegal takedown on Twitter. Where it's like, to my surprise, because I was like, what exactly did what material was shared where it would warrant this type of pushback? I know I've recently been sharing lots of superhero media and other stuff with movies that are upcoming, but all that stuff was shared publicly, so it wasn't any leaked information or images or videos. So I was like, what exactly happened? And I kept on scrolling down because even my account was locked and I had to, do some steps to get it back. I was like, okay, let's see exactly what occurred, because this is kind of stupid. But I know it's a common thing that happens on Twitter. So I was like,
sorry, you can't see the brother's face. Hold on real quick.
A third party that, had some leaked information or footage.
All right, this is the first time I'm seeing this. So let me pop my guy kind of up here so you guys can see his face. Let's do that so you guys can see his face. Matter of fact, I don't know why it just sounds. Maybe his audio is low to me. All right, I'm gonna turn down my soundtrack. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Or footage or whatever. Because I like lots of stuff. So I read, I was like, oh, there's no way. So Mr. Tyrone Magnus, of course, lots of people recognize him as a public figure on the YouTube platform, over 1 million subscriber reaction channel, where I was like, okay, no way that his ass copyright strike me over a clip, because I know exactly what clip it was too. You know what's funny about this, and I'll show you right now on Twitter. So this is the video I shared of him. It was like 1 to 2 minutes around there, where it had over 700,000 views. And it was him talking about, because pretty much everything I've seen, and yes, there's more. It's not just me. He's been doing this lately for the last couple of days. Where apparently, I remember sharing this small clip of him talking about Julia Garner as Silver Surfer within Fantastic Four film, the upcoming film, where of course calling it woke, saying that this is going to be garbage. You know, he definitely went the anti-woke grifter route for like the last couple of years. Where I don't know where that content change really began.
And that's okay. So let me just say this. And this for anybody who's even thinking about grifting. Remember, the folks don't like you. Geeks and Gamers, Neurotic, you know, the Critical Drinker. All remember that panel that went around? These folks don't like you. Why in the whole entire hell would you go on this? Oh, this is woke, that is woke movement. You know what I mean? Like, these folks was literally on the panel, you know, making fun of Riri Williams. You know, what was her AI name be? It'd be Shanae and all of it. Like, what are you doing? And then you got people like Tyrone Magnus says, you know what I'm saying? You kikiing and giggling. Dog, look at the way that you look, though. Look at the way that you look. I forgot I got Chillmonger's name in here. Ain't like I don't be looking for Chillmonger stuff. But I just forgot because I was looking for something. But that's the thing that I cannot stand. Like, literally, is this worth it? What's up, Pam? Like, is it worth it? And it seems like it was about at the end to me, this is where I kind of start seeing it. When, you know, the Critical Drinker, actually Geeks and Gamers, when they were at the height of their power, you know what I'm saying? I start seeing, that's to me, I start seeing the grift. Everybody was starting to come out and say, well, this is trash, that is trash. And it was like rage bait, that rage bait content started to get real big, if you notice. So it wasn't just Tyrone Magnus in that space. A lot of people grifted super hard in the superhero space, because remember, the superhero space got even more popular. What's up, Dr. J? Got even more popular during the pandemic because we had nowhere to go. We all had to stay home. So a lot of people got real big during the pandemic. You know what I mean? You know, they got real big during the pandemic. The Tyrone Magnuses of the world or whatever, once that content kind of, what's up, Urban Guru? Once that content start to slow down, and remember, there was a time where Marvel, you know, because of the content that was coming out, it was hit and miss. So everybody wasn't hitting the same numbers as they were. There's money in YouTube if you're a big YouTuber. There's real money in YouTube. But when you're not making that type of money now, you got to find a new hustle. And it ain't rage baiting. It ain't, oh, they race, you know, it was I start to see the rage baiting when it came to like Lord of the Rings, the TV show that came out, Rings of Power. When you start seeing black dwarves and hobbits and dude, why they got black dwarves? Well, why they got black elves? What the hell is going on? Then when those numbers stopped, you had to switch it up because nobody cares. Nobody cares. But then they couldn't find nothing else to do, and there they go. Rashad Walker, what's up? Brother Jimmer, what's up? Tracy Woods, what's up? So that's what it really is to me. They started to get to that, and when you start getting on that level, you got to just be good at what you do. Stop. These people do not care about you. You are an ally when they need you. But then when they don't need you, they cash you off. like a leopard. You know what I mean? You're black, just like me. If I could change the Joker's content, I would tell you all you, especially you black grifters, I would tell you the same thing. And that's what I would tell. If I seen Tyrone, man, it's like, bro, you had really good content. You had, you know what I'm saying? And you were a fun dude. But this route, this ain't it. To get 1 million subscribers, and then your view count is nowhere close to where it used to be when you had less than 1 million.
But it's like the least person you would expect to go the grifter route. Where it's like, look, if that's necessary for you to get, views or attention or whatever. I just know for the last few years, people have been, posting your clips online and making fun of you because of those,
what's up, Q Hefner?
Stupid talking points that you always see about, it's woke, it's a woman, even though you're a black person yourself, this black person this black person that. I don't understand, man. But of course, that type of content will always be mocked online for being ridiculous, for not actually having value with criticism when it comes to like stuff that you can analyze and say to yourself, okay, maybe there might be some problems with the acting, the casting decision, the story that's being shown so far. Maybe when we actually watch this, it will make sense. But it's all about just go for pure outrage emotion. It's just outrage peddling manufactured outrage, and that's exactly what he was doing for Jody Garner and Silver Surfer, along with the rest of the anti-woke clowns. And you know what's funny about this though? Because that's how his ass, because he has had me blocked for like 2 years, I think. Where it's
like just think about it. You know how much your ego has to be bruised when you go this grifter route, right? What's up, Sharab? When you go this grifter route, and then now you got to start blocking people because this is what you chose, big dog. Nobody asked you to grift. Nobody asked you to start doing that. You chose to do. You chose to taste the biscuits. They came out there to say we got a 3-piece meal with you. With I sure like the taste of this. Put a little dipping sauce on it. You know what I'm saying? And you fell for it. You fell for the biggest banana in the tailpipe ever. Pack you all the way up, Tyrone Magnus. Pack you up. Because simply, you could have just continued to be yourself because people actually liked you. They liked your reactions. They liked you. And now your ego is bruised because you chose something that you shouldn't have been in the first place. Anytime these black grifters start going against their people, when you really make it an issue. What's up, Erica D? When you start making a complete mission to start, it's one thing to start calling out Marvel and the BS that they do, because it's a lot of BS. It's give and take when it comes to these studios. And the more and more you learn about Hollywood, the more and more, for one, it gets disgusting, on some ends. But the more and more you see how the business side works and why that issue is detrimental. You know what I mean? But then when you start going, and it's not critique. I always say I don't like race swapping because of this. The stuff we're talking about, when these white bigots, far-right bigots start coming out and just destroying the actors and the actresses for something the studio did. They never blame the studio. They attack the black person. That's what pisses me off. So me and my blackety black ass comes out here, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting there like, yo, what the hell, bro? You know what I mean? I gotta defend the people. You know what I mean? It gets exhausted. So now I'm calling at the studio. It's like, just don't do it. Just don't do it. I know you want diversity, and you know what I'm saying, and all of that, and I understand what diversity inclusion initiative or whatever the crap was. I understand that. It's no different than affirmative action, but we don't benefit off of that. We're looking at actors and actresses getting destroyed because something the studio made. And these people from Neurotic, Geeks and Gamers, you know what I'm saying, the Critical Drinker, all these, you know what I'm saying, pale-faced maggots, you know what I mean, get on here and they make fun of us because it fuels their bigoted fire. That's what pisses me off. No matter what president is in there, because no matter it's Trump, no matter if it was Biden, no matter if it was Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, biggest go bigot. Biggest is go bigot. But why in the hell would you jump your black ass in there and help him with it? Why would you go the hopping Bob route? Shit, you know, you better be nice. I'm not as nice as boss. I slapped the black off of you. That's what the hell you guys look like. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going real quick.
It's like, I know Twitter is set up now where even if you block people, you can still see their tweets now. But this clip that he striked recently, that he copyright strike, was from a year back ago. So his ass manually searched up his name to see what people were saying about him. And
what up, Blue?
Feeling a certain way, and that he just striked it. Where he's done it to a few other people recently as well, where they actually called it out. Because something I don't understand is that again, you built your channel off of reactions, off of other people's content.
Off of reactions.
So like, why does it matter if people are either doing the same or just posting your clips online? I mean, a bunch of it's just you talking, man. Like, who cares? Realistically, I mean, again, the only thing I can assume is that he's just mad at the fact that people are mocking him.
Hold on, because my job is calling me. Hold on, give me just a second, real quick. Sorry about that, yo. I gotta see if if they still need me to work. So I do apologize. Hold on. Okay. All right. Just trying to make sure that I get my money. Is right. Wrap it up. All right, let's keep going.
Again, there's like, again, the whole notion of, well, it's my content, fine. Even though I think it is a scummy move. I think it is kind of weak to do that. Fine, whatever. But it's like, the thing is, it's just being done to people who criticize you. And also, it's like, you're a person that we've seen numerous times for people. I haven't watched him in years. I only watch the clips that people show of him, saying, having all these stupid takes and going the whole lunatic anti-woke route. But it's like, you actively have mocked people, called them fragile or sensitive or whatever. But then look at this. With criticism, you strike people, I guess. So Tyrone.
See, what's crazy is that Tyrone Magnus, I was subscribed to Tyrone and his girlfriends or his fiance or his wife. I don't know what they are, if they're married or whatever. But I was subscribed to both of their channels. I unsubscribed to both of them. When he started doing the this is woke, that's woke, all of this mess, I'm like, why am I watching this? This is utter garbage. This literally is utter garbage. It is funny is that, you can come out and say, dish this out and do reaction videos and whatever, but then somebody does it to you. That's what I said. What's up, Kimiko? What's up, Wavy Dawan? This is what I always said. Urban Guru, what's up? I said, with Kevin Samuels, when he started talking about getting online, talking about a man, it's just not getting online, talking about a man if he's not just a man. I'm talking about the goofiness that all of this bull crap does. All that goofy-ish that people do. You know what I mean? You know, when it comes to like this woke stuff and all of that, and you know what I mean? But then when it comes to you, when we critique you, you get in your feelings. Can't get mad. If you're going out here and you're talking about, whether you're talking about black people, you talking about women in this space, you talking about the LGBT community or whatever, when that heat come back on you, you know what I mean? If people really start seeing who, you know, you for who you are, you know what I mean? You can't get mad at that. You created the monster. And I'm going to talk about this tomorrow when I'm talking about Ironheart. It's like you create your own villains because of what you think you're doing is right. Every superhero, every hero has created a villain based on what they thought was right. Hey, yeah, you're right, the informant media. He is considered a public figure. So you really can't get mad. SKNL, what's up? You really can't get mad when we're looking at you like, yo, we looking at you sideways, big dog. We're looking at you sideways, big dog. And you starting to look a little unfamiliar, right? You look very butter biscuity right now. You know what I mean? And then you went just full off. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, I'm baking biscuits, baby. You know what I mean? I got my 2-piece biscuit meal. What are you doing? What are you doing? And I think it hurts a lot of other YouTubers who came up in this space watching you. There were smaller YouTubers like myself. You know what I'm saying? Equation, what's up? That looked at you like, man, I liked you. It's almost like, man, you see your hero crashing. You see him crashing now in real time. You're like, man, this is sad. First the Fat Boys break up. Now this. What am I supposed to believe in?
Tyrone Magnus copyright struck my tweet because I said he knew nothing about Superman. It didn't even contain any copyrighted material. It was just him talking. Brother got butthurt, it seems. Yeah, I mean, my clip as well was just him talking for like a minute. That's all I shared. And again, it was from a year ago, man. Like, you definitely should not even have bothered, you know? But I have seen him. I mean, this is another instance of discourse where he, as far as I know,
what's up, Michael Davis?
Him, how he would react towards, Superman, the upcoming Superman reboot in this new universe. I'm guessing not so nice words or opinions on the film. I'm pretty sure he has called it, with what I've seen, goofy, just doesn't look good, and lots of other same talking points you would see from like the cultists online. Again, which is fine, is what it is.
Okay, when you're taking out these grifters, when you if you want to find out somebody is a grifter, watch how they criticize, the content that's on screen. They always say the same talking points. That's why I go and watch my reactions to the Birdman. It's the same conversation from each and every one of them in their own slight, unique way, but it's the same conversation. You know what I mean? It's the same conversation. And it's like almost copy and paste. Like, bro, like, is it okay? So is rage baiting that hot that now this is the move? Is that what it is? There was one criticism. What's up, Junior Network? What's good? There was one criticism about Riri Williams that I don't have a problem with. I understand it. But here's my critique on it. The whole, Riri Williams is a criminal and she looks like, this is following to the stereotype conversation, right? The reason why I disagreed with the conversation, because we have to see from start to finish why she's doing it, right? It doesn't make sense. Is she doing stuff just to be a criminal? Is she, you know what I'm saying? Is it stereotypical criminality? Like what I see, what they do in like The Power or whatever. But we also have to understand, I think this is the biggest key to the understanding of when we start talking about stereotypes, because not every black show that has crime in it fits under the bill of stereotypical. And here's my example to this. There's always an episode in the 90s of a black television show, whether it's whether it's Fresh Prince, whether it's The Cosby Show, whether it's A Different World, whether it's it's just Family Matters, that always has their episode where they have to teach you what the fall into this trap, and this is what happens. You know what I mean? You fall into this trap, this is what happens. They always have their teachable episode. You could go to any one of those shows that actually dealt with a deeper understanding so they can teach people, hey, you go this route, this is what happens. They did it on Fresh Prince. When Fresh Prince, decided to wear, his hair braided and wear a jumpsuit, and they arrested him, or when Carlton had a gun, you know what I'm saying, and all of that, and they always had their episodes. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's Theo, whether it was whoever, they always had their episode because it's a teachable moment. You know what I mean? And when you're watching on screen, this is what happens when you fall into the trap. What's up? Oh, my man Marcus, what's up? AKA the underrated chef. What's up? What's up? Hey, look, see, I told you I got to be at work. That's my coworker, my guy. You know what I mean? So what? I will see you at work. Appreciate it. Let me give you this real quick. Let's go with the super chat. Let's go.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for your super chat.
You wanna be my enemy.
All right, thank you so very much, my man Marcus, for that $5 super chat. And that's why I'm saying this. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying this, because it's in all black shows they had that, and that's what made, for me growing up, that's what made television. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter what was done, they showed it to you to say these are the consequences when you go into this. So when people start criticizing, and they all did it, all the grifters did it, the critical drinker, all of that, it all did it. Oh, she's a criminal, she's a villain, she's a narcissist, she's this, and this. Well, if I go back and play you an episode of Fresh Prince, or I play you an episode of Good Times, or I play you an episode of The Jeffersons, or I play you an episode, you know what I'm saying, of Sanford and Son, when Fred was at court, when Fred G. Sanford was at court, Blue, I forgot my boy Blue. You know what I'm saying? But Blue, everything could have been avoidable. That's why it's a story, and this is why it's a character arc. Because then when you sit back and be like, you're doing this because of emotions, that being emotional. Tyrone Magnus right now is being emotional because people are in his is pointing them out. Is pointing them out. That's it. So now he's being emotional. So now what is he doing? He's doing stuff based on emotion. How many times are we seeing our people, either they could lose a life, they could lose a job. Rock. Oh yeah, the episode of Rock. Yes. You know what I mean? We've seen that, but there's a character arc because there's a rhyme and reason. If people just doing stuff for no apparent reason at all, I gotta point that out. Like, that makes no goddamn sense. But when it makes sense, and it makes sense in a way where you're teaching yourself, because you're like, how many young people fall into these traps? We're thinking about us, but on television, when you see it and you see the folly of your ways, you see the error of your ways, you can sit back and say, you know what? Damn, I might fall into that. Let me make sure that I'm not using my emotion to fall into these traps. Let's finish this up. Because, Morgan said he going to see me at work. So
I already know lots of people already made up their minds. And it is what it is when it comes to that discourse for the film as well. The same thing with Fantastic Four or over certain elements. It is what it is. I'm not going to get too bothered by people who obviously either want to hate on it or want to act as if they're being fair, but it's like all these criticisms just don't add up sometimes. But that's another example where, he struck someone for no reason, where it's like, I guess that's where you want to play moving forward. Anyone shares anything, any of my stuff, is going to be striked, and basically you just have to accept that. Let's see what else. Breaking news: Superman, a comic book movie, is comic booky. Well done, Tyrone. You proved yourself silly. The thing is funny about these, I think he's more mad not just because they're mocking him, because I'm pretty sure he has covered it many times. People criticizing him, or whatever, or hating on him. Whereas I think that what makes him more frustrated is the fact that he's have high profile engagement views. I mean, mine has 700,000. This one, I'm pretty sure had before it was posted, I'm pretty sure it was already up to 400,000, but here it says 100,000. And then this one has 500,000, where it's like, yeah, this I think he's more mad about the exposure, and then more people will see that and say, yeah, I'm not gonna watch this guy's content, or yeah, something's not
because
this way.
Because in this space, let me pause it real quick. Because in this space, your audience is your biggest thing. That's why I said just stay authentic. Just stay authentic. That's the only thing. Just stay authentic. If you're authentic, but you decide to do goofy, look at his face. Look at his face. Where D Sizzle at? Because D Sizzle is putting the biscuit in his mouth. Because this is what you became a caricature of who you really are. You became a caricature of who you really are. That's it. Honestly, this is what I feel. I honestly, because when people do this, I'm like, why do they do it? I always ask that question. Why do they do it? Maybe this is who they were the whole time, and this is just the way that they express themselves. Let's keep it real. All right, let's keep going because I got to get a thumbhead. Thumbhead, what are you doing, thumbhead? Thumbhead Magnus, what you doing, baby? What you doing?
Engagement or more. I guess he sees it as entertaining. I think, like,
a buffoon
having these type of seizures or these type of facial expressions.
Let's be it. I got to keep it real. This is the time where I keep it real. Back in the early stages of media, right? And this is after the minstrel period, where white people in blackface made fun of black people. What they start doing is finding anybody that will buck dead, shoe booty, eat watermelon and chicken and biscuits, buck they eyes, all of that, right? To make fun of their own people. Or to you, and this is what I was going to say earlier. The media uses certain clips of black people to step and fetch it. Yes, thank you, the hula gang. The step and fetch it method, right? They use that as propaganda. That's why when you start, when people start saying, that black people are, are criminals and stuff like that, literally, and I'm glad the Birdman, pointed that out, because I had to point that out on a young lady that was saying, oh, just black men are in jail and they don't, they're not out here getting education. But then when you go to blackdemographic.com, for us, by us, they give you statistical information on black people. There is more black men between the ages of 18 to 24 that are in college than they are in prison. Let me say that again. There are more black men between the ages of 18 to 24 that are in college than they are in prison. So that false notion to say that black men are out here just doing criminal stuff, or black people just out here just doing criminality, is false, and is used as a propaganda, which they've been doing literally since the invent of the media. That's why I said, go read The Black Image in the White Mind by George Fredrickson. That book is $20. And it shows you how the media shaped the mind of white people to believe that we were less than human. The 3/5 rule, the thinking we were like cattle. You know what I'm saying? All of that. The way that they use religion to propagate, for white folks to make us more docile. All of that is in the book. That's why the way that they use woke, the way Tyrone Magnus used woke, all of that, I hate it. Because when I read that book, I completely woke up. For the simple fact, this is the media training that they use to propagate against us. So every time you even, like, white people, Scott Lang can do all kinds of criminal stuff. The Guardians of the Galaxy, you do all kinds of criminal stuff. You know what I mean? Iron Man can do all kinds of criminal stuff. Thor, criminal. All of these vigilantes, Spider-Man. Vigilanteism is a crime in the United States. That's cool, though, because white people can do that because they haven't been propagated against to make them seem like they're criminals, even though statistical information proves that white people create White people do more crimes in America than anybody else. More violent crimes, more white collar crimes, all of that. But let them tell it, it's us. So when Riri Williams does something, you get criticized with. JJ from Good Times Goose do something. Oh man, look what they doing. Another black person. That's because you've been propagated against. This is ideology 101. It ain't that dude with the little mustache that just did ideology. It pushed ideology. America pushes ideology against black people every day. And people like Tyrone Magnus fuels that. They love it because they don't have to do it no more. Tyrone Magnus to do it for them. Let me keep going. Let's wrap this up.
Just towards entertainment. Oh, and again, he has. I'm like searching his name on the tab because he has done. Like, I think there's still videos up here of pure fucking cringe I've seen from him. Where it's like, why is he acting this way? He copyrighted the video. What a bum. And he brought the OP after he did it.
What up, Tita?
Move. Grown ass boy can't handle any sort of criticism.
The man's 48 years old.
Let me actually search it up. Let me search up his name and see what people say. I spelled it wrong too. Again, I think it's fine in a way. Even though I don't like that practice, I never done that to anyone. It is what it is if you're posting my video. But it's like the fact again, it's all, why keep spelling it wrong? It's the fact that you mock people. And you think of people as these, soy-filled losers, nerds, or whatever, but then you want to do shit like this. So it's like, you don't practice what you preach. Okay, let's see. Let's see what people are saying.
Appreciate it, Michael Davis.
What is this?
This tone is so different from George Reeves. It is so different. Even from The Adventures of Superman, it's different. It's so okay, silly, comic booky.
That's what people are talking. That's a clip that got taken down. The one I showed you before, where comic booky is a criticism. Where let's be honest, that's fucking wild to say. A comic book movie is too comic booky. I don't know, man. Again, I think
it's wild.
Copyright striking people is just stupid, man. Like, why bother with this shit? But again, it is his content, so even though it's something that's frowned upon by people,
but it is. But he can't do that on YouTube.
All that's going to happen because of that. It's just more people are going to mock you and bring up the fact that you're doing this because you can't handle criticism.
All right, and that is from Oh My Diaz. Shout out to Oh My Diaz. I tagged him into the video. This is again. We have to understand, and for those I worked in law, I've been on both sides of the tracks. I've literally been on both sides of the tracks. I've been on. I'm just keeping it real. I've been in jail and I worked in one. Crazy, right? How life works. So I've seen it. I've seen the way that some law enforcement train and teach other law enforcement officers to look at, for one, especially black men, as criminals. Don't talk to him. He's a criminal. Don't do that. He's a criminal. I'm keeping it a buck because I've seen it for myself. There's a lot of stuff I see for myself that will bug you out. Like, damn, man, I can't even believe that. I appreciate the 199 super chat. Keep speaking the truth. Thank you so very much. Let me go ahead and hook you up.
Gang bang. Gang bang. Gang bang. You are truly amazing. Gang Thank you for your super chat. Gang bang. Gang
bang. Tune in tomorrow. Back at our regularly scheduled program, 7:30 in the morning, Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. And if you're on the West Coast, get up. I know, because the early bird gets the worm. It's like 5:30 in the morning. Get up. Get up if you got to go to work. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly, Rashad Walker. I got to get up out of here. I'm gonna be pimp walking in that mud, big dog. They tell me to go home, I'm gonna be pissed because that is a 25-minute drive, or technically it's 18 and a 7-minute walk into the building. You know what I mean? But I appreciate y'all coming in for this impromptu, well, not really impromptu, but this late reaction video. Hopefully, you guys learned something, everything. Thank you to Hula Game for subscribing. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you already know.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Gotta wrap this up, B. Thank you so very much for tuning in to another episode of The Dre Max Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher. And if I start grifting, man, make sure to put a biscuit in my mouth. Where's my outro at? All this grifting and biscuit eating, but you already know I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Huh. Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.